Welcome to this video on cross-border export marketing. We are focusing on a B2B strategy to help a family-run bamboo basket workshop in Vietnam secure orders from Japanese importers. This process takes time, planning, and a shift in perspective from consumer marketing to industrial trust building. Consider two workshops with identical products. Workshop A relied on high-volume, low-effort outreach, sending thousands of generic emails and boosting social media posts. Workshop B spent the first month building a targeted list of 300 proven importers and creating a specialized landing page in Japanese. 6 months later, the results were clear. Workshop A achieved negligible results. Workshop B secured 19 meetings, 11 sample requests, and 2 trial orders. This illustrates a vital B2B lesson. Volume is not the same as a functional sales pipeline. This video will answer 4 key questions: why the B2C playbook fails in export, how to identify the right Japanese partners, which marketing tools are actually effective, and how to define success within a 6-month B2B framework. In B2C, you optimize for attention. In B2B export, you optimize for trust. A company purchasing process is complex, involving weeks of decision-making and multiple stakeholders. Your objective is not just to be seen, but to mitigate the risks the buyer perceives regarding identity, quality, and delivery. Your business goal is to build a pipeline, not an audience. Avoid KPIs like vanity metrics, followers, views, or general web traffic. Instead, measure success through verified contacts, engagement from targeted accounts, sample requests, and the cost per qualified importer-led. Successful B2B export requires segmenting your target market. You might serve homeware importers, lifestyle wholesalers, or retail chains. Each requires a distinct value proposition, as their needs, from packaging to design and minimum order quantities, vary significantly. When prospecting, use Japanese terminology for job titles like buyer or procurement to find relevant individuals. Always verify companies before reaching out. Use shipment data as a hypothesis, but validate that the firm is an active, relevant importer via their official website. Your first sentence must communicate specific risk reduction, not just general praise for your products. A strong value proposition highlights export-ready specifications, quality control processes, and flexibility, directly addressing the concerns of a potential Japanese partner. A buyer's decision process is driven by 10 silent questions. Can you manufacture consistently? What are your MOQs? Can you customize? Is your moisture control adequate? These concerns center on business risk rather than product aesthetics. The "8C framework illustrates that export commerce is a multifaceted challenge. Marketing directly influences 4 pillars: customer, channel, content, and care. However, you must also align with operations regarding compliance, cash, carrier, and country standards to ensure the business is profitable and legally viable. We prioritize 8 specific tools for this campaign. Notice the exclusion of high-trend channels like TikTok or live streaming. These do not resolve the primary B2B bottleneck of establishing trust with professional buyers. We focus on tools that capture high-intent demand and build credibility. Tool 1 is a specialized Japanese landing page. It must be structured with clear blocks covering product, factory, quality, customization, logistics, and inquiry. Your calls to action should facilitate professional engagement, such as requesting a catalog or booking a formal meeting, rather than immediate consumer purchases. Tool 2 is B2B-focused SEO. Instead of chasing high-volume keywords, target professional terminology like wholesale or procurement in Japanese. These keywords signify that a user is a potential business partner, not just a casual consumer browsing for a single item. Finally, structure your SEO content in clusters. A pillar page about your manufacturing capabilities, supported by articles answering specific questions, like quality control or packaging protocols, establishes your authority. Each piece of content must serve a sales purpose, ultimately linking back to your inquiry form. Tool 3 is Google Paid Search. Do not bid on broad terms like bamboo basket, which attract consumers. Instead, target buyer intent keywords such as bamboo basket wholesale or Vietnam goods sourcing. The goal is not high traffic. It is to put a serious buyer in front of a page that converts. Tool 4 is the Buyer Trust Library. This collection of assets, including factory videos, QC checklists, and sample policies, removes specific doubts for the buyer. Your content must be defensible enough for a manager to present to their superiors when justifying the choice of a new supplier. Create a 90-second factory video. This is not about production value. It is about evidence. Use it to showcase your workshop, weaving techniques, moisture control, and packaging standards. It is worth more than 1 million views if it leads one importer to request a sample. Tool 5 uses LinkedIn as an ABM or account-based marketing instrument. Don't boost generic posts. Instead, research 300 target companies, identify the key decision makers, and engage them with content that demonstrates your manufacturing capability. Tool 6 is the outreach sequence. Never send generic mass emails. Use a 6-week sequence that begins with introduction and relevance, builds interest with your catalog, establishes trust with proof of quality, and eventually invites a sample request. Always personalize per account. Use a CRM to manage these contacts and score your accounts. Don't treat every reply as a lead. A true lead is a company with the capacity to buy that has explicitly expressed interest. Prioritize your time for those who reach the opportunity stage. Tool 7 leverages platforms like Jetro eVenue to find active importers. Supplement this by using trade intelligence to see which companies are already importing bamboo products. Verify these leads thoroughly before making contact. One verified account is worth more than a massive list of unvetted spreadsheet rows. Tool 8 is B2B retargeting. Buyers often need weeks to deliberate. Keep your company visible by serving relevant professional ads to those who have already engaged with your site, such as those who viewed your OEM or sample pages. Avoid discount offers, which signal weakness. Digital marketing and trade shows work best together. Before attending an event, reach out to exhibitors and visitors to book meetings. Treat the event as a way to convert digital prospects into face-to-face partners. Always check the official event calendar to ensure you are planning around verified dates. Follow a 6-month plan. Months 1 to 3 are for building the foundations, identifying accounts, and creating assets. Months 4 to 6 are for harvesting those efforts through sustained outreach and conversion. Remember, trust cannot be rushed. Any plan promising results in month 1 is likely unrealistic. Monitor your pipeline with a funnel. From 500 targeted accounts, you might realistically move to a few serious negotiations. Use these conversion rates as diagnostics. If you have meetings but no samples, your sample policy is likely the bottleneck. Fix the specific stage where the pipeline is stalled. Budget allocation should be strategic. Invest heavily in identifying the right buyers and building assets that convert. After 2 months, analyze your data, diagnose where you are losing prospects, reallocate your resources to what works, and scale. A static budget is just a wish. Compliance is marketing. Do not make unauthorized claims about quarantine or inspection status. Instead, provide detailed evidence regarding your materials, processing, and drying protocols. Documented compliance builds credibility that distinguishes you from competitors who simply make vague promises. To conclude, remember that the goal is to reach a few companies that can place orders, not to be popular. Choose tools based on your objectives, emphasize personalization over volume, use evidence instead of adjectives, and strictly measure your pipeline progress. Finally, be cautious of major accounts that demand deep discounts or exclusivity. Pricing must be based on contribution, and exclusivity must be priced appropriately. Manage capacity risks carefully, and never abandon your broader pipeline for a single deal. Thank you for joining this session.